The Dallas Mavericks are prepared to make a massive move that will help this team in the short term as well as the long term. At the time of this recording, the Dallas Mavericks are the 10th seed in the Western Conference, and with only 3 games left in the regular season, if we were to lose all those games, we are still going to be the 10th seed, which means we are going to be in the play-in tournament with a real chance of making the playoffs. And with Kyrie Irving being out for a significant time dealing with a torn ACL as he just got surgery for it, the Dallas Mavericks are in desperate need of another playmaker, another ball handler. We have Najee Marshall, we have Spencer Dinwiddie, but we definitely need another option. And it was reported just a few hours ago that the Dallas Mavericks plan on converting Brandon Williams' contract to a standard NBA contract. So in this video, we're going to take a look at all the information surrounding Brandon Williams. How good has he been playing lately? Is he the answer that we need? As well as we do have some quotes from Anthony Davis ahead of his revenge game against the Los Angeles Lakers tomorrow. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 20,232 subscribers. Just want to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, with our live streams, our watch-alongs, our news vids, and everything else in between, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But the Dallas Mavericks have somewhat of a health issue, something we've been dealing with all season long. And with Kyrie Irving being out for a significant time, with no real timetable to return, some people have been saying 6 to 8 months, some people have been saying closer to a year, the Dallas Mavericks have a guard issue. We've solved our big man issue. We got Daniel Gafford, Derrick Lively, we have Anthony Davis, we've got Kai Jones on a 2-way contract for now. Who knows if he'll get converted later. But the Dallas Mavericks need help at the guard position. We have Najee Marshall, who's a Swiss Army knife. You can play him at the 1 through 3, maybe even the 4 if you really have to. We have Spencer Dinwiddie, who is on an expiring contract along with Dante Exum, but Dante's injured. We have Jaden Hardy that we just extended, but we need a better option than what we have. And the player that we've all been waiting to hear this news to actually be on the roster is Brandon Williams. As it was reported earlier today by Shams, the Dallas Mavericks will convert 2-way guard Brandon Williams on a standard 2-year NBA deal later this week. Agents Derrick Lafayette and Fess Irvin of Skyward Sports told ESPN. Williams is averaging 8.3 points, 2.4 assists, 51.1% shooting, and 37.9% on threes in 15 minutes a game. And this is massive for the Dallas Mavericks. There's a lot of Brandon Williams fans out there that have been just wanting him to be on the roster long term, to give him a real contract. And it seems like the Dallas Mavericks are prepared to do the right thing for once in a very long time and get Brandon Williams on the roster. It would be a shame to let someone like him go. And although 8 points, 2 assists, that's not superstar numbers. Those are the numbers of someone who can replace Kyrie Irving. But I'd argue that it is just enough what we need to bolster this roster in the meantime until Kyrie Irving comes back. Just a few days ago, we put out a video how Dennis Smith Jr. could also find his way on the roster, as it's being rumored there is a mutual interest on a reunion, and he isn't a one-to-one replacement for Kyrie. You're not going to find a one-to-one replacement for Kyrie Irving. But what you can do is load up on guards, so you've got a healthy rotation. If Spencer's not really playing that well, you could throw out Brandon Williams. If Brandon Williams isn't playing that well, you got Najee Marshall. And if you still have Dante Exum or Jaden Hardy, the more the merrier, as next season's going to be pretty rough. If everybody can come back healthy next season, except for Kyrie, the Dallas Mavericks will be in a very good spot. But they need to make sure that they have the right personnel, that they have the right talent available to get the job done. And Brandon Williams has shown that time and time again that he is the right answer. Earlier this season, he was getting DMPs. He was playing the G League, playing in garbage time, not really given a real opportunity until the players got sick, players got hurt. We relied on him, Kessler Edwards as well, to play heavy minutes. And Brandon Williams, no matter if it was a small role or a big role, has always stood out. If we take a look right here, in his last several games, obviously in the last recent games, he hasn't been able to play. He's played the maximum amount of games, of 50 games for a 2-way player. But in the last several games that he did play before he couldn't play anymore, he was putting up 12 points, 14 points, 22 points, 15 points. He was averaging about 1.7 rebounds a game, 2.4 assists, and those numbers are great for a player who doesn't get consistent minutes. Those numbers are great for someone who has to step up and play above himself. And as we all know, Brandon Williams has been playing and practicing alongside Kyrie Irving as a disciple of Kyrie, graduated from the school of Uncle Drew himself. So I think it's safe to say that a lot of Mavericks fans feel comfortable knowing that Brandon Williams will be on the team for another 2 years. It's not just a standard contract for the remainder of the season for the playoffs, even though Brandon Williams will be available for the playoffs. It's more important to know that Brandon Williams will be here for the relatively long term, 2 years really, but that's all we need for right now for the Dallas Mavericks. And there's other 2-way guys like Kessler Edwards and Kai Jones Who knows if we're going to waive Dante and sign one of them? On April 12th, we will be able to convert another contract to a guaranteed deal. And between Kessler Edwards and Kai Jones, I'm leaning more towards Kai Jones, as you can't really have enough bigs on the Dallas Mavericks team. We have a lot of good players at that position. And instead of having to rely on someone like Dwight Powell for garbage time, or if there's injuries and you got to play someone like Dwight Powell, what if you had to play Kai Jones, who's shown you time and time again, no matter if it's garbage time, limited minutes, or extended role, Kai Jones is effective. He can get blocks. He can actually shoot the mid-range, even though it's kind of an ugly shot. He can still shoot the mid-range. You can play him at the 4 or the 5. And I think a player of that talent, you don't want to see that go away. He's very young, only about 24 years old, so he can still develop and grow with the rest of this team. And as players like Kyrie, players like Klay Thompson, Spencer Dinwiddie, and even Anthony Davis, as they start to get older, these younger players are going to have to step up when they leave, whether they get traded or they retire, and you want to keep that cohesive young core together. But another thing that we're going to take a look at right here, I'm all over the place, is Anthony Davis had a lot to say before the matchup tomorrow against the Lakers. Anthony Davis on emotions heading into Wednesday's game against the Lakers, saying no emotions. But another quote that was after the loss against the Clippers, Anthony Davis on Mavs-Lakers game tomorrow night, saying it's just another game. Y'all make it bigger than it needs to be. Another game for me. It'll be Luka's first time back, so might be a lot of emotions for him. And a lot of people have mixed feelings on these quotes from Anthony Davis, as it's very nonchalant. He's saying it's just another game. But to be fair, Anthony Davis did not request a trade from the Lakers. Anthony Davis was blindsided as much as Luka Doncic was blindsided. He did not want to leave LA. And with a player like Anthony Davis, who is called street clothes, he's made out of glass, made out of paper, he's always injured. He hears all that. He hears everything that people say about him. So expect Anthony Davis tomorrow to come out and try to make a statement against the Lakers that y'all made the wrong decision. You should have kept me. Whether or not you or I agree with that, whether the Lakers should have kept AD or traded him, Anthony Davis is a very motivated player. We've seen it time and time again. Anthony Davis is a great player. We don't have a bum. We have a good power forward for the Dallas Mavericks who is motivated to prove everybody wrong and to prove to the fans of the Mavericks that you are okay with him. You are okay with Anthony Davis. He is going to do great things for this team. He's going to play his heart out. He's going to try his best. And after the summer, come back healthy and look even better. But just to put some things into perspective, we only have 3 games left. We play the Lakers, the Raptors, and the Grizzlies. Brandon Williams, who will be converted on April 10th, will not be able to play until the 11th against the Raptors and the final game against the Grizzlies. So in those 2 games, we will see Brandon Williams, and if there is another signing, we'll see that player on the 13th against the Grizzlies. And also, like I said, we're the 10th seed. We're not getting out of that 10th seed. We could lose every single game, and I'd argue that the Suns would also lose every single game, and we would be locked into that 10th seed, which means we don't have a lottery pick if we win the play-in and go into the playoffs. But if we lose in the first or second game of the play-in, we will fall out, and we will continue to keep that lottery pick wherever it may be, whether it's the top 8 or the bottom 8. It doesn't really matter. The Dallas Mavericks are in a good situation. In my opinion, it's a win-win. They make the play-in, they make the playoffs. I get to watch my favorite team play more basketball. They lose, they have to go into the offseason early. Cool, we get a lottery pick, we get a decent young player, and we can prepare for next season. But for the upcoming future, for the foreseeable future, things do look good. We have Brandon Williams, we have AD who's motivated, we have a team that hopefully will get healthy for next season, and going forward, we can just enjoy the ride. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that they made the right choice of signing Brandon Williams? Or is there another player that you think that they should have given a contract to? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We could have a conversation about it. But that's what I got for you guys today. Thanks for making this far to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, drink water. Peace.